Hi everyone. So let's today talk about why you've been treating your UTI and it is not going away. So if you've not liked my account, if you've not followed my account, so kindly take 1 minute and click that plus button just here. Just click that plus button for more educative content from this platform. So today I want to talk about why you've been treating your UTI for the longest and it is not going away. So I remember I did a video on this, but I thought of it and I decided to recap what we talked about in the previous video. So one of the fine reason is that you're treating your UTI and it's not going away. It is because you have what you call the misdiagnosis. Maybe you've been doing a pelvic scan, but you didn't do a full body scan because the UTI is brought about by so many issues, or the recurring UTI is brought about by so many issues. So that is one thing you need to consider. And then number two, you also need to consider don't do what you call self treatment. Many of the people they do what you call self treatment because you just get some sort of signs and then you feel it is just nice to purchase antibiotics. And then you go to the chemist, you purchase the antibiotics, and then all of a sudden imepotea. Then ikishapotea some 2 or 3 weeks, it comes back again. So that is another reason as to why your UTI is not going away. Maybe you didn't know, but that is the reason. So the reason number three as to why it is not going away, it is because maybe during your menses you're staying for the longest in the tight jeans. Yeah? You've worn a tight jeans for the longest or the long day, and then you're just not changing your pads. That is another reason as to why it acts as a site of bacterial infection or bacterial growth. So that is another reason. Another reason is the bacteria itself, the bacteria, the E. coli bacteria. So that is a bacteria that actually it has hooks. So when you treat UTI, most of the time this bacteria does not go away, or sometimes there is this home remedy that most of the people are just doing it, like taking plenty of water. So if you're just taking plenty of water, it will not flush out the hooked bacteria or the E. coli bacteria. So that is another reason. And maybe just a piece of advice: if you're taking plenty of water to flush out bacteria, make sure that you add a pinch of salt in it, because that pinch of salt it will help to concentrate the pH of the urine, whereby it will not allow the bacteria to continue. And then, of course, there is other reason as to why your UTI is not being treated. It is because most of the time we misuse the antibiotics. So, misuse of the antibiotics is that you're just told clearly that if you're treating your UTI, you're supposed to treat it in a period of only 7 days. That is the course that you need to treat your UTI bacteria using antibiotics. So only a period of 7 days. If 7 day elapses and you still have that uh, some sort of symptoms, then it is calling for the action B or the plan B. So look for something else. Wake up and do something else. So that is it. And then of course you have things like hormonal imbalances. So when you have hormonal imbalances, it can also trigger the recurrence of UTI. For example, the fluctuation of the estrogen hormone or the increase of the levels of the estrogen hormone. That's another thing that makes your UTI not to go away. So you have to check your hormones to make sure that your hormones are balanced. And this is the reason as to why I normally advise for a full body screening, because when you do a full body screening, you'll be able to know if it is the hormones or if it is the other issues that are causing that issue. But if you just do a pelvic scan, my dear daughters, my dear friends, that one will not go away, because you'll only get the issues that are affecting your pelvic area, but not the entire system cause. Because another reason why that issue keeps on recurring, it is because of the immune system. If your immune is too low, it cannot be able to fight back the bacteria. So you'll end up having that bacteria, you treat it and it comes back again. So you need to have yourself checked up. And of course, I said we offer those services. eh. It's only a tiny amount. When you go for a full body checkup in any other hospital. It is the least package, I guess it is 6,500. That is the least package. Yeah, for example, when you're doing a middle package at Aga Khan, you'll spend close to 10,000. But as for us, we just do at only tiny cost, which is 3,000 Kenya shillings. We do a full body scan so that you can be able to understand your system very well. So enough of that. So the next reason as to why you're getting that recurrence UTI is because you have some traces of sugar in urine. So when your urine has sugar, sugar acts as a site for bacterial growth. So that is another reason. And then one last reason that I'm going to talk about is the anatomy or the structural issues. So the structural issues, this one I talked about in the previous video, but it is important to recap it. So if the size of the structure is too short, it makes it easier for the bacteria to climb back to the bladder, and that is how you get the UTI keeps on recurring. So check all those conditions and make sure that you treat them prior, because untreated UTIs, if it stays for the longest, it means it will start climbing up your kidney, and eventually you'll incur a lot of extra costs to treat that issue, the kidney failures or the kidney issues. So in case you have any question, my number is just on my bio. I offer free advices, but in case you need a full body checkup and get the solution, that is when your money is involved. But for the advices, I give free advices on some of the things, not everything, but some of the things. So in case you need anything, there is a number on my bio or the action button there. You can be able to click it, either SMS, either email, or a phone call direct. But I do prefer phone call because I'm super busy. So stay tuned, get more content of health tips on this channel. So until next time.